Get excited, baby, because the Animo beta starts this week, and we're going to cover every single Animo that is confirmed so far. So to get started, the first Animo we're going to see is right here, and this Animo's name is Adi. The next Animos that we'll see are called Budclaw, and as you can see that there is a male version and a female version, so they're going to have gender differences confirmed. That's pretty dang cool. This little starfish that we see is named Shelly, and we're going to go over some of its evolutions as well. We can see Shelly, which was shown here at the beginning of the trailer, which evolves into Sheldon, and then finally evolves into Shiro, which can be seen later in the trailer too. The next Animo that we're able to see is known as Nimby. Now, I'm not sure what the name of this Animo is, but we do know that it has a male and female variant of it as well. And also we'll get a look at their pre-evolutions also. And here we have a better shot of Skippy and this evolution line, and there's also a female version, and you can see that Animo right here. This one's name is Pranky. So Skippy evolves into the Big Papa and Pranky evolves into Big Mama. Yes sir. And you may have seen this scene a few times and you may think these are just regular butterflies, but they are actually Animo. And you can see a photo of the Animos right here, and you can see its evolution line here as well. Also, this Animo has a different variant, and it can be seen here from this picture, which is pulled from the Animo website. And here we have the big dragon, everybody. He is the assumed evolution of this Animo right here. All right, and here's our next Animo, and this Animo is known as Celestis. It's also one of the starters within the game, and we have a look at its evolved form as well. Celestis is the Animo that I'll be picking, so Celestis gang, let me know down in the comments. This Animo is known as Bolty. It's an electric type Animo. We got some more Celestis right here. This Animo is known as Pebbling, and it evolves into an Animo named Geodeback, and then finally into Mind Spine. Seems pretty rock solid. I'm not quite sure what the name of this Animo is, but I can show you its evolution, and we have a full picture of Floway. That's the evolution of this guy right here. And this Animo is a branching evolution of Adi, and you can see this evolution chain here as well. Now, if you look really closely in the background here, you can see these three bird-like Animos, and within here, we can see some of the starters, and we can also see their evolution lines here. So we have Ember Puck that goes in the Flameruff and the Scorchile, and we also have Celestis, which is the #1 starter baby, and then we have Stellaris, which it evolves into. Now, if we go forward a little bit further, we have Hummin, and Hummin has a branching evolution, so it will either evolve into Witching or it will evolve into Tucking. Now, if we progress a few more frames, we can see even more Animo here. So we have Bolty, which evolves into Blazing, and then we have Boneski, which evolves into Icebone Wolf. I don't know if that's like, there's no way that's gonna be his final name. It can't be, right? And it's also electric and ice. So yeah, that's a pretty unique typing here. And then eventually it evolves into Glyncera. Yeah, baby. Now for my eagle-eyed viewers, you can see that we have Wispus right here on the edge. And we can also see the evolution. And it's Ignitus, baby, which is a fire and dark type Animo. Yeah, it's definitely going to be going on to the team. Also, if we look here in the top right corner, we can see the Chirpy evolution line going all the way up to Tupster. We can also see a sneak peek of Budclaw's evolution, and we can see another Animo here, which is an electric type Animo. I'm not sure the name of it, but you can see its final evolution within the trailer too. I'll be sure to point it out. And here you can see Thunton as well. Within this screenshot, you can see a small portrait of Ignitus here, and you can see another Animo right here. And I'm not quite sure what that one is, but I'm very excited to see what it could possibly be, and its typing. And finally, we have a better picture of that electric Animo's line right here. Now, for my eagle-eye viewers, if you look over here on the right side, you can see that Stellaris also has a water type variant too. So yeah, a lot of Animos are going to have different variants within the game, and it's going to be really fun to see like what different variations of Animos are out here. Now, if you look closely here, this is Helmet. Helmet is another Animo that comes in a different variation. Here's a picture of it right here. Now, this Animo looks really freaking cool right here. Now, I'm not quite sure what his name is, and he's an electric and dark type Animo. Here we have a big shot of Witching, which is one of the branching evolutions of Hummin. Yes, sir. And I'm not quite sure what this Animo is, but I definitely wanted to point it out. So maybe someone in the comments can provide some context on it. And you better believe it's probably going to evolve into something cool, like the Nine-Tailed Fox. Also, as a bonus, now this isn't necessarily an Animo, it's an NPC. See? He's right here. I just wanted to point it out just in case you guys didn't see him before, like within the trailers or anything like that. Now, I think this Animo that's here is the mid-stage evolution for Flow A. I'm not sure, but hopefully we can get more information on that. And you can see his portrait right here on the right side of the screen. Here we can see Glyncera in his natural element, creating a path by freezing over water. And I love when video games do stuff like that. Here we can also see Humming, and here is a glisten version of it, or aka a shiny Animo. Now, I'm not sure if this is a different variation or a customizable item that you can put on Budclaw. Either way, it's pretty cool to see. Here we have an Alpha Tubster, which is the final evolution, of course, of Chirpy. And if we look here, we can see a Turbo, and Turbo is the evolved form of Nimby. And here we can see another shot of the glistened Alpha Turbo. Yeah, that's a big boy right there. Action shot, baby. And here we can see Tucking fighting off Stellaris. And Stellaris, of course, is the #1 Animo, baby. There's Tucking using his ultimate. That's Stellaris' ultimate. And here we can see Scorchhowl, Glyncera, Stellaris, and we can see that electric Animo that I mentioned earlier within the video. And here you can see its ultimate. So we're going to rewind that again so you can see it. And you can also see some other ultimates here as well. And this is the evolved form of Shelmet. Yeah, baby. And we have the ice variant for Budclaw's evolution as well. I wonder what other variants it might have. Now, I know a lot of people may have skipped past this scene, but if you zoom in really close, you can see some different sketches of Animos on here. This is one of the branching evolutions of Adi right here. And up here in the corner, I think we can see Stellaris and some other Animos. I'm not quite sure what they are. So we'll definitely keep a close eye on that. It's been a very long time since I've been looking forward to a monster tamer of this caliber. And I really think that we're in a new age when it comes to this genre of video games. And Animo is looking like it's going to be something very different. And something that I enjoy about it is that it seems to really stand out. All the creatures and the Animos and the monsters within this game, it seems as though that they belong within the world of Animo. They feel distinct, they feel unique. And I think that's something that Animo's really going to be able to drive home with fans and players of the game. Also, big shout out to my first channel member, Bright Soldier. I truly appreciate the support, King. And if you want a cool ass shout out just like this one, then hit the link in the pinned comment and description to become a member today. And if you want even more Animo content, check out these videos here on screen. I go in depth with so much about Animo, and I think you're really going to enjoy these videos. And also, I'm going to be streaming and posting content during the beta period as well. So be sure to subscribe for that. Peace.